We're going live right now. Just waiting a couple of seconds just to be sure that we are. Hmm. Oh, hello, you there, beautiful people. Welcome to a new edition of Breakfast with Max. The place that is now, the discussion that is now, the happening that is now. Whenever in time you may join, it's now. So as I say thank you to everyone joining in. I am saying really say thank you for to everyone in every moment in history watching this. So hello, welcome. Okay, so we're going to I'm going to talk. First of all, let's do things in a certain way. First of all, let me share this so that everyone can enjoy this, right? Why not? It's a privilege to be able to share this, so let's have it shared with as many people as possible. All right, now, um, what is this about? What are we going to talk tonight? We're going to talk about and stay on topic. We're going to talk about the relationships with the ED, the extra dimensionals of aliens, extraterrestrial, well beings that are connected with us and that are watching us in whatever way um, yes, in whatever way they connect with us. It may be through channeling, it may be through dreams, it may be through direct contact. I'm having all of those, and then it depends. It depends on the state, right, on the vibrational state you are making it, you're doing it, because you may not remember that you are having those those experiences as a human being. As a human being uh, it depends how you are connecting with these experiences, how you are creating them. And these experiences may not be in your memory because you are not built. Yeah, okay. I see that I have done a mistake. Dimen. Okay, it's not a mistake. Who cares? Um, it depends how you connect with that, your vibration, the way you connect with that, and how you have the experience. And but the memory of it may just be a vague thing, or something that you are seeing in a different way. You put some cloud, some fog on it, and so you see something completely different. You may see other humans where you are having experiences with extra dimensional, or with extraterrestrials, with aliens, or with whomever. The fact is that your emotional body, your human body, is not yet set to have that experience. So you do not see those things, you do not have the experience in that way, you have the experience in a completely different way. You may be on another planet, and then you don't see another planet, you see planet Earth. Why? Because that's all you, as a human, that's all what you know. and so um, you are formatting your experience based on that, based on human, which is absolutely understandable and absolutely fine. We are here to be human beings, right? We are connecting with Earth. We are on Earth. We are having all of this experience because we have chosen to have this experience. We have chosen to be human beings. So it's absolutely the right way to have the experience. And it's absolutely the amazing way to have the experience, because when you have these experiences, if you pay attention to it, it's a way for you to understand that there is more of you than what you see as a human. The human has tendency to do what? To reduce, to reduce, to make the human less than. And I mean, I'm really speaking from experience, but also I'm speaking by watching what is happening out there. Being confronted with a lot of things that people are posting on YouTube, videos that they are doing, Twitter, Facebook, and a lot of those things, and a lot of what is published, are really a lot of what I see is screaming. Lack is screaming, I am not worth it. I am little. I am not at the level of others. I do not deserve any good thing. And if I have something, I have absolutely to um, to work my ass out, to have a little thing, um, and many things like this, which is always what is always the human, the ego, the fractal, that is formatted in that way. It's the way we are indoctrinated. We are coming from that space. Our parents are coming from that space, and we are repeating it as children of the previous generation. And it takes some time to change these kind of things, and we're doing it. We are doing it step by step, and awareness after awareness, understanding after understanding. We are getting to a place of changing these paradigms, right? Change these kind of things, and we are doing it. We are absolutely doing it now. When you see certain things that are happening, you can wonder. Yes, you can wonder, but however, things are changing. Um, and this is absolutely a point in our experience on Earth where these things are changing. We are making them changing, and it doesn't matter how you perceive it. It doesn't matter if you have the impression that there are more darkness out there, if you have the impression that people are getting crazier, if you have the impression that governments are becoming more evil, and those kind of things. Doesn't matter. That's attraction. That's interpreted in how you are interpreting reality. Truth to be said, things are much better than what is depicted. If you follow it on the media, if you pay attention to social media, what the picture that you receive from there, it's pictures that we could say it's a difficult one. A picture of sadness, a picture of fear, a picture of these kind of things. However, that again is attraction, is how you attract the reality and how you perceive it. And if that is what you see, is ask yourself, why am I perceiving reality in this way? Why am I perceiving people being more bad than they are? Why am I perceiving more negative than what there really is? Because I mean, you know, you in social medias and in media in general, what you can pay attention to during one day is limited. So if you have the impression that there is more of one than the other, is simply that you are attracting it, you are having that presented to you, out of the infinity of things that are out there. So the best way to go is to always be to always know to know that that is only a little fraction of what is out there. And if you attract it, ask yourself, why am I attracting it? Um, Maybe I am expecting negativity. Maybe I am expecting more of one than the other. More, maybe I am expecting people to be bad generally, right? Maybe I am the one reading reality in that way, interpreting reality in that way. Um, okay, right? That's good. Now, here we are. Oh, let me just see. Maybe I should go because. Okay, now let me go out of the way and let's stay on topic and talk and let the extra dimensional friends talk about the extra dimensional. Okay. Let me go. Yeah, I'm ready. All right. Okay. Mm. Right. We hope that. Yeah, that's weird. But. Uh-huh. All right. Okay. So, hi, hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome here. We are with you. Bear with us just a little while more so that we settle down. Okay, let's try to do this way. Good. So, um, here we are. Nice to meet you all. We come from far, far, far away. No, that's it. Yes, we partially come from far, far, far away. Partially, we come from just out there at the corner, right? We are here and there and everywhere, as every one of you actually are. We are a collective, and in a collective, you have all sort of beings. Being what being? That are what are focus. We are focused on many, 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 many realities, infinite realities, and infinite beings, and infinite versions of realities. Well, why are we here? Well, because we can, because it's our joy, our privilege, if you want to interpret it that way, because we just are here. Why not? Why are you here? Can you answer that question? Then why do you ask us why we are here? So, uh, more interesting is to begin with our relationship with Max. So we are a collective, but as a collective, obviously, when you think of a collective, you are thinking of a being that is expressed in infinite ways. So therefore, we have many, many, many expressions, but in those many, many, many expressions, there is only one of us. And we are expressing ourselves as the collective. But as this collective, we have very tight relationship with Max, with the collective. The collective, the creator, the being that Max is. And we are one. We are one of the beings that have followed Max throughout his life from the beginning, and we have had close relationship in many forms and different forms and in different moment in his existence. He has memories of meeting us in many instances, even though he has memory of that being one time or maybe two, but we met many, many, many times. And what you were saying before of the memory being something that you are not um, completely accepting and accessing as human being is exactly that. For him, it will have been too much to have all the memories of all our encounters. So he has only the memories that are enough for him to use to be aware of us and be aware of things being different from what they appear to be, right? We created these memories so that later on in life, Max will be able to use that memory, those memories, and go in search for answers and for understanding, right? So um, this is one of the way that we interact with you humans. And when we say we, in this instance is us with Max, but you have these interactions as well with your friends, with your extra dimensional, with beings that are part of your spiritual family, of your immediate, your friends. And that is a concept that is not what you perceive as human beings, right? You, when you see your friends, you tend to to say that you are friends with other humans that you hardly know. The friendship that you have with your extra-dimensional friends is a friendship that, if you will express it in time, it will be a friendship of billions of years. Um, so tight it is, and in every direction it goes, in many expressions. And as here in this expression of reality, in this creation of reality, we are expressing this friendship in a certain way, and we are the ones that are helping. In other expressions of reality, the situation is the opposite. We are the one that are helped by Max, etc., etc. So there is a relationship that is ongoing, if you want, of this kind. Is a relationship of friendship, and a friendship is as close as there is, because remember, there is only one of us here. It means that we are all one at the end. So even though we are speaking from one being to another being, from one collective to another collective, well, we are still one. We are still one, right? We are still all one. So we are playing a game even there, right? We have a collective, another collective, you have a collective, everyone has a collective, and we are all creating together in many different ways, in many different expressions. And you are, as creator beings, always creating. And as you are always creating, you are always expressing, and you are always co-creating, because it's more accurate to express it as co-creation. You are always co-creating. Your body is a co-creator, a co-creation. Um, and your reality is a co-creation. Everything is alive. Everything is a being, and many beings. So all is co-creation. In every moment you are co-creating. Now that is done from your perspective, right? So we have started early on this reality, creating this reality, preparing this reality, preparing what was the potential, right? The recollection, the recognition, the memory has been created as a potential of memory later on that potentially could lead to a awareness and a awakening, which is what in this version, in this reality, has happened. Doesn't mean that in every version it has happened. In this instance, in this version, in this reality, it has happened. That's why we are here now, expressing ourselves in this way that is called channeling, conveying these facts. And so this memory of interaction, of seeing a light being appearing in the middle of the room as he was 4 year old, and interacting with this being, he has the memory of, yeah, we are now seeing the memory of holding our hand, our light hand, or the memory of watching us going through the room, or the memory of hiding under the bed, or the memory of us standing there and staring to each other. So as you see, these are all memories that in Max's mind are the memory of one time. But as you can understand, this is not just one time, because these things are different, happening in different moments. But the memory has made them just one time. As we were saying, this is done in order to avoid any stress, in order to avoid too much, which could lead to a sort of misbelief or mental problems or whatever else. It has been constructed in the perfect way to allow little stress and to allow the memory to affirm itself at the right moment, to have it in the right moment, producing the effect that was potentially there. And so that was those have been the interactions that we have had, and those interactions were done from us in a non-physical form, and for Max in a physical form. And that is a way that your friends, your extra-dimensional friend, are following you. You are incarnated, they are not incarnated. This is what, however, this is a version, because obviously the think of saying my spiritual family is not incarnated is corrected in this instance, and some of them, not all of them, but in this instance may be correct. But as time doesn't exist, obviously all of your incarnations are happening at the same moment. So the notion of saying incarnated, not incarnated, it's a notion that has its limit, because we are incarnated. We have presented ourselves to Max as not incarnated, but we could have presented ourselves as incarnated, right? It will have been probably more stressful to have a incarnated being appearing in the middle of the room out of nowhere for a little earthling. So that has been organized in the best way to permit this this experience in the most quiet and the less invasive way. However, now we have we are incarnated not as humans, but as another species that is And we have a version of us that is a incarnation of us that is on a spaceship just around here, not far away from Earth. And so we have that experience, right? We are close. And our our incarnation, this incarnation of us, is aware of the existence of Max and has interacted with Max. So there is this too. Um, this way of interactions and of exchange, and you have to perceive yourself as humans but also as creator being. And when you perceive yourself as and you actualize yourself as the creator that you are, and you vibrate in that way, let's forget what you call dimensions and what you call higher, lesson, these kind of things. Let's try to avoid this talk. Humans tend to use this to perceive themselves as less than. You're not less than us. That could not be possible. That is not possible. That is not real. That is a way for you as humans to play out your victimization program, your or your things of fear of these kind of things that are giving the impression that you are in need of help and that you are destroying Earth, that you are bad, that you are all of these kind of things. Now, that is only BS. It's the interpretation of reality, and you have many humans have this kind of interpretation. Good for them. Experience. Have your experiences. Bye. We are not caring about that. It's not about that here. Here is about the expression of a human that is aware and is able to see the creator, to be the creator, to reach the I am version, so to reach a vibration that allows humans to interact with extra dimensional, with beings that are in space or that are invisible to you. And you are doing this as humans, right? But as humans, creator. So the expression of you, the vibration of you that is integrating the human. And that's the expression of you that as human being, as the fractal, the separated being, you cannot remember. But you are that because you are what? You are the creator. There is no separation between you and your version creator. There is vibrate, because in order um, to express this relationship, in order to be able to create this relationship and to experience them, you have to change your vibration. You cannot do it without changing your vibration. That is what you do when you are sleeping. You change your vibration. Your physical body is left behind, but you go in your dream and you are experiencing the creator as a creator being that is vibrating in a different way than human. But it's, again, it's not higher, lesser, whatever. Yes, it's different. It's a vibration that allows you to have experiences that as a human fractal you you are not able to have, because you vibrate in a certain way. You are focused on Earth, you are focused on this reality. When you are vibrating in another way, in the way where you are able to express your creational um, being, then you are able to have experiences with us, with extra dimensional, or with beings that are living on Earth. The Fae, right? The fairies, um, the dragons, unicorns, this kind of beings that you perceive as being fantasy, right? That they're coming out of fantasy. you are not able to fantasy. You are not able to invent anything. You are not able to have any thought that is original. Your thought come all from the creator. Therefore, if you think about something, is that something exists. If you write a book of fantasy, you are not writing a book of fantasy. You are writing the story of something that that is happening in another world, in another dimension, in another realm, or whatever, and you are interpreting it, but still that is real. You are not able to invent either. All that you are inventing is already existing in existence. So this is one of the way that extra-dimensional, your friends, your family, your spiritual family interacts with you. We can appear, interact with you at certain stages of your life, and bring you something that you are in need. And obviously, all of this is done. You are creator being. We are creator beings. So it's all done as co-creation. Always. You cannot have extraterrestrial or alien invading you. You cannot have that. Why? Because you are creator beings. They are creator beings, right? So you are in charge of what happens to you. So a invasion is done as a co-creation. Again, it's not a invasion, it's a experience that is coordinated, and it's not a experience of someone that is doing something without having the consent. Consent has been given. Even if in your physical reality you perceive it as a invasion and as a action of war, which is an interpretation that can be correct. But however, what we are trying to say, what we are saying, is that the idea that you have of invasion, of war, of annihilation, is not what can happen, not the way you perceive it. Let us stop this. So your experiences with extra-dimensional, with extraterrestrial, with aliens is a experience that can only be coordinated, that can be only assertive, right? You have interactions that happens in the non-physical first, and then they happen in the physical. And this is one way that that it can happen in your reality. And you have many of us that are following you, but actually, yeah, there are billions of eyes that are of eyes. There are billions of beings that are connecting with your reality every now. You are the center of interest, as you are one of the planet that are having one of the realities, one of the that are having a pivotal and very important experience that that many are monitoring. So you have many of us that may interact with each one of you because of, as we were saying, being part of the same spiritual family, but also because there is an interest, right? And you have to understand that interest is not your interest. We are not interested in you because you are interesting, as you give the meaning to interest. we we are not interested as in having a goal or having a outcome, right? There is nothing of that. When we say interest, is just that we are watching you, we are following you, we are with you, not because we are expecting something, simply because we are interested. And remember, we are extra dimensional, an expression of a collective. So we have, you are part of us. There is only one of us here. So there is that aspect of the extra dimensional that you have always to remember. There is one of us here. We may not express ourselves or see ourselves as human. You may not see yourself as us, but however, that's what it is. But we are not the same as human. We are the same as collective, as unit. That is what it is. So when you think of us and when you think that of your relationship with us, you don't have to think about human relationship. We don't have relationship with you as human, right? We don't have that with feeling as human. However, there is obviously, yeah, connections, and we have exchanges, and we know each other, and we have so many incarnations where we are expressing this unity, this closeship that we have, this exchanges. Yes, we have all of that, and that's where we are building this relationship to. We are building them in creation, in incarnation, in whatever level of of being, of reality we are in, because we are, chances are, in infinite ways creating, co-creating experiences together. So that is another way that we have to connect with each other, is that expressions of you, version of you, incarnations of you are having, are co-creating realities with us. And when we say us, understand what we mean. Incarnations of us, the same thing as you. Um, and so our relationship comes also from that. You as humans, but you see, you have to see your experiences beyond human, meaning that this is one incarnation that you are having, but you have infinite incarnations that you are having, and they are not all humans. You have infinite versions of you that are not human, as you have infinite versions of you that are human. This is one other way to see that, right? So that all of that is playing in all of the relationship that we are having. Why are we interested in Max? Because Max is interested in us. Because we are co-creating many realities together. And in this one, we decided not to incarnate where Max decides to incarnate. So we decided, well, then we are going to observe you, to follow you, to see you, to advise you, to try to give you some guidance, right? We are there. We are here. We are always with you, always. There is no separation. So our exchanges, our connections, it's permanent. It's only you as human that are able to focus to one thing at the time, or that is what you believe. Whereas in reality, you are two. So let's say it this way: you perceive yourself as one task. Yeah, you say multitask. No, that's not multitasking. No, you are not able to multitasking in the way that multitask is really done. You are only focused to one thing at a time. Except when you realize that you are creators, then you realize that you are able to focus in many directions at the same moment and to be present in many places at the same moment, so that in that moment, when you realize this, you are able to feel our presence, not just of one being, the presence of so many beings that are around you, whether they are there watching you, or watching is supporting you, or whether they are simply there, because not everyone is interested in you, right? You're not interested in interesting that way, right? That much. There are your family, your beings that are with you, right? And there are other beings that are not focused on you. They are simply there, right? Because they are there, because they want to be there. Why not? Why shouldn't they be there? They are there. And you don't see them as human because you have chosen not to see them as you are chosen. You have chosen not to be perceiving yourself as multitasking, where you are multitasking because you are all over the place in every moment, and you have only to think about a place or about a person, and you are with that person, you are in that place. Last night Max was thinking, yeah, that's a good example. Yeah, last night Max was thinking about two places at the same moment. So I was thinking about Angkor Wat and the third level of the temple, the most sacred one, and he was thinking at the same moment of the pyramid temple of Kokher. And he knew that in that moment, he was present in both places at the same moment as he was present in his bed, thinking of those places and being in those places. And when you are able to have that awareness of yourself, obviously it becomes even more stronger, your connection with those places. At the same moment, you are validating your presence in the here and now where you are. And to be clear, these kind of experiences do not take away from your moment. You are in the moment, being a creator being. So you cannot be creator without being in the moment, because when you are not in the moment, you are not a creator, you are a human. Only human, fractal, separated, expressing human, doing human, feeling human. So limiting yourself, right? All right. So and in all of these instances, we are always there, always with you. Meaning that we are all always available to you for anything, right? If you have a question, ask the question and we will answer. Whether you hear the answer or not, it's up to you. Are you paying attention? Are you aware that you are asking a question that will receive an answer, and therefore that you can hear the answer? Because all of you with no exception, you have your team, your friends, and your connections, and every moment, and every moment, everyone is connected with you and sharing with you. It's then you focusing on or allowing, more correctly, allowing that to come in and to communicate with you. That's what allows you to hear the answer, to feel the answers, right? But again, you have to allow it, you have to accept it, you have to understand it from the point of view of the creator being that you are. So next, in every moment, you have these relationships with extra dimension. Now, what do we intend with this? Right? Some of you call this guides, some of you call this friends, some of you call this um, whatever. What is that? Because what you are tending to do is to see this, to perceive this as you little being, you little human, having having someone that is taking pity of you and giving you stuff. You are praying for this kind of things. You are even giving um, right things. For receiving help. You don't need to do that. You absolutely do not need to do any of that, right? You are a create being, as Max says all the time. So you are creating a reality. So you do not need, because you only, well, if anything happens in your reality, it's because you are creating that thing that is happening in your reality. So why are you paying or whatever to have that thing happening when you are the one creating it? Doesn't make sense at all. You can ask for help, for our help, right? But then it's co-creator, it's co-creation. We can guide you. You can, but that if you want, is free. Why should that be charged? You see, you really are seeing these things from your liberal money center point of view. No one uses in spiritual world, in higher dimensions, no one uses money, because everyone can create tons and tons and tons of money. So that's ridiculous. And you are like us, so it's ridiculous for you to beg for something that you are creating. You are creating it, right? So you do not need to do that way, but you can, by all means. If you want, do it. If that's the way that you feel the best, do it, right? You have to feel, to do things the way that you feel it best for you. However, it's not necessary. You are not going to improve your reality because you pay whatever to a religion or to a god or to a whatever. You create your reality, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. There is no exception to it. You create your reality, all of it. All of it. Still all of it. No exceptions. All of it. Again, all of it. No exceptions. And so, Your point of view is always important in the way um, you create, right? It's always about you. Even though you create all you can in order to detach yourself from your creation and to externalize as much as you want. But outside of you, there is nothing. All is inside of you. You are not outside of yourself, you are inside of yourself. And everything that you are creating is a projection inside of you. And as it is inside of you, it's even not a projection, it's a vision, it's a thought. And the connection that you have with anything, with everything that is present in your reality, and every co-creation that you are having in your reality is done through what you will perceive to be telepathy. And that's how you really are able to connect with everyone else, because no one moves, no one goes anywhere. So that is the same case for us. We are not going anywhere, but still we are able to project, to connect with each one of you. And by connecting with each one of you, we are able to be here, right now, co-creating with you this experience. So, vibration is a very important tool, point in order to be able to connect and to bring you to interact with other beings that comes from another vibration. You have at least to make half of the way, right? um then there is, and in order to be able to co-create with any beings, you have to join them in a vibrational state and in a creational state, so that the co-creation is possible. Meaning that all the beings that are not a match with you will not appear in your reality, and you will not appear in theirs. They may be able to perceive you as having a, let's say, exodimensional vibration, or a vibration that is, that allows them to perceive you. But as you have a vibration that is more earthling, you are unable to see those vibrations. um, However, so that uh, in that moment when you are co-creating with other beings, in that co-creation, um, where you are raising your vibration to a level that allows you the co-creation with extra-dimensional being, what kind of being are you interacting with? Well, everything is possible, right? Everything is possible, depends on the vibration. There are no limits. You perceive limits as human being, but because you have been formatted with limits. But when you forget limits and you accept creation, you accept your state, and your being creator's being. It doesn't matter then, because you think that as third dimensional, you cannot have anything to do with anyone else, especially if you go up to 12 and 10, 12, and this kind of thing. However, we are interacting right now. Do you know what vibration do we have? You don't. And it doesn't matter. We are co-creating right now. This is what matters. So there is always a way for us to communicate with you, or for you to communicate with us. We can find this way. And as of a direct communication or exchange in what you perceive physical, obviously for someone that has a higher dimension, or a higher vibration than yours, is it can be uh, challenging to decrease their vibration at your vibration state. So that's why it requires that you raise your vibration so that they can match you in that way. Um, However, more than a physical interaction, we will probably have more of a dream state interaction, because that's a state where you are more available. So you don't have the human coming and stopping, preventing you from reaching your potential, right? From raising your vibration, because you are already doing it from the moment that you go in the dream state. Because when you are in the dream state, you are not incarnating in the physical, meaning your body is left behind. There is a version of you being the body that stays behind, but you, as in sleeping, your awareness, your consciousness, your creative being, you are leaving that behind so that you can go and focus yourself somewhere else. And that somewhere else, again, it can be interacting with, and you do this constantly, interacting with exodimensional, with your friends, with your family, friends and family, the same thing. And so that is another way to do it, and a very important way. That's where the human is not sabotaging. Yes. So, and then is simply a question, I mean, to say, right? With what being are you exchanging? With what version of us, of the exodimensional? You can have interactions with a collective, but the collective is focused on a reptilian. You can have an interaction with a collective, and the collective is focusing on Octurian, so you are interacting with a Octurian. That is the expression of the collective that is there as your family, your friend, your guide, or whatever. You see, it depends. Or you can have the interaction that we are having here, that is an interaction through channel, right? But we are exchanging directly with you. This setup is how we choose to camouflage the interaction. Remember, this is an illusion. This physical is an illusion. It's real. It's not that it doesn't exist or anything. It's real in your projection, in your reality. But the way this works is all related to belief system. Everything that you are seeing, everything that you are feeling, everything that you are seeing, the internet, it's a belief system. But that is a belief system that allows you to justify why you are hearing a voice that is not there where you are, it's somewhere else, far away. How is it that you can hear a voice that comes from far, 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 far away when you are here in the physical world as a human being? Oh, well, let's create the internet. Let's create all of this so that it is possible to communicate from far, far, far away and justify the communication, where in fact the communication is not happening for far, far, far away. It's happening here. Hi, I'm just next to you. But you are seeing me through the internet, right? That is how it works. This is how this reality has been chosen to work through all of this and through all this camouflage. And again, it's a wonderful, amazing reality that you are building for yourself, right? With all these experiences, with all of these things that you are using in order not to see how things are really going on. But you need this. It's the experience, and you are having it, and you are mastering this in a very, very, very amazing way. You, all of you, and it doesn't matter what you are believing, what you are focusing on, what you are doing, awaken, not awaken, whatever. You are doing this in an amazing way. And so we come in and exchange with you in this way, which seems to be far away, and it's not far away, but it's never far away. And all the co-creation that you are having, even with other humans, they look to you, that look like you are having experiences and exchanges with people that are far, far, far away, or coming from far, far, far away, whereas you are just next one to the other, right? Or to put it more correctly, you are having these experiences by a telepathical exchange, so that you are really, really always yourself, the creator being that has never left, that is still and always there, never going anywhere and going everywhere, because as a creator being you are having experiences all over the universe without moving ever, and still having so many incarnation all over the universe in so many, many, many realities and versions of reality, so that yes, you really have the impression that you are going far, 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 far away. Well, yes, we all have. And then we all know that we are not moving, that we are not going anywhere, because because there is no space. You are creating space, and we are creating space when we decide to create space, like when we decide to be humans. And when we decide not to be humans, we do not create space. Or we decide to have the experience of creating space and we create space. And then when we are bored with it, we do not create space anymore. But because we are aware of it, and we are aware that we are creating it, and we are aware that after we have created it, we do not need to keep it. We can let go of it, which is what you can do, and it is what you do too. However, you don't have the awareness of it. And so we come in and we remind you many things. We remind you your state of creative being when we remind you that we are here. And we tell that to you all the time. You may not be listening. Or you may listen and hear us, but you interpret that voice as being your own voice. Whereas it's not your own voice, it's voices in your head that come from far, far, far away. But you are too scared to admit to yourself that those voices come from far, 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 far away. So you are not validating that far, 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 far away, and you are only hearing your voice, which is not your voice because you have no voice in your head. So this communication is constant, and these interactions are constant, and all of you are having these interactions and exchanges. All of you, there are no exceptions to this. Um, let us then address this aspect of your interaction with the extra dimensional, and that is your perception of the state of gods, and how you pursue them as superior beings. Hmm? There are no superior beings. There are no gods. The word gods is used now by Max and some of you in the idea of being a created being, and the created being the one that has the attributes as godlike that you are assigning in your religions as the attributes of God. So a being able to do everything, and to be everywhere and to understand everything and to create everything, right? That's what you assign to your God. Right now, that's what you are doing. However, that's why when we communicate with you, we speak about gods. But gods do not talk about themselves, and gods do not perceive themselves. God just are, which is one of the things that you have to work on, meaning being and not trying to be or talking about, just be you, be yourself. In our observation, we have seen how you tend not to be your real self, your natural self. And you tend to try to find the outside world, to validate the outside world, and to find God in the outside world, because that's what you have been told, right? That God is outside view. Have you found it? No. None of you have found God. No one. Those that say that they have found God outside of them, it's them. They found themselves. It's not the God outside, it's the God inside that has come to express itself. But it's not the God outside, it's not the God of any religion, it's still the self expressing it. Because what? Because they are created beings as you are, as everyone is, so they are creating their realities and they have decided to create themselves perceiving God outside, whereas the God is, whereas what they perceive is God inside. Always, always. So you use all of this to externalize yourself, to externalize your vision of the self, your vision of creation, so that you take away the power from yourself. And when you take away your power from yourself, you take away your ability to communicate with us as well, because you do not believe that to be possible, you do not perceive it as something that is happening. You refuse it. Many of you, some of you, are refusing these kind of things. It's a choice, and it's no problem. Um, we are simply bringing this awareness to you because your ability is still there. You cannot refuse it, you cannot renounce it. You are able, you are capable, or simply you are this. You are this. As a human being, that's what you are. You are us. Where are you? Right? We are one. And in the end, that's all there is. And you express this in such a way, and you are so keen in defending um, your limits, your separation, your lack, and you hold on it because that is what gives you identity. You exist because you refuse to recognize the internal. So you go outside and it doesn't work. because none of you has ever met God. None of you. And yeah, we have a question for you about God. How is it that you have never met the God outside of you? How is it? Why should God hide from you? His creature. As you can see, God is not hiding from you because you are God. You are the creator. So the creator is right there with you. It's you. So it's the creator is not hiding. God is not hiding from you. But the God that many of you, the gods that many of you are praying and looking up to, they do not appear. They have no relations with you. Why is it? Why will God hide itself from its creature? Well, they don't. But they don't because they are inside of you. It is inside of you. It's you. And we are, again, there for you in every moment. And we accompany you, we follow you, you bring you all we can because, well, because it's our joy to do it, because it's our privilege, and because this exchange is good for us too. We learn from you. That's one thing that the everyone is watching Earth, because Earth is bringing, so your reality is bringing so much to all of us, to the universe in general. It's nothing special. Don't see yourself as special. There are many other places. It's not the only place. However, a lot of things are experienced on your planet right now, so that the focus is there. Your emotion, your emotional expression of the self is something that is looked at a lot. Many are watching that. And the way you are awakening, the way you are bringing yourself to the awareness of you and the evolution that you are having, going from Homo sapiens to Homo galacticus, to the next expression of you, going from separation and awareness to awareness and being creator. I am, but you are. And you have forgotten, and then you remember. And when you remember, there you are, Homo galacticus. Ah. So, in every circumstances and in every moment, you have access to all of this. You have access to your extra dimensional friends that are following you, that are supporting you, that are there for you as you are there for them. Remember, it's a exchange, it's a co-creation. We are not having a one-way relationship with you. We are having a two-way or many ways many ways relationship with with each other. But I mean, each other, it means it's like there are two of us there's not two of us there are always infinite of us there, because we are infinite beings, right? Infinite expressions of the same being, but still there are individualities in us as a collective. We have infinite individualities and infinite expressions. Now here we're focused and presenting ourselves as one, but we have been expressing ourselves from many versions and from many focuses of us, of what we are. All of these 80 minutes of talking to you has not been done from one perspective. It has been done from many perspectives, in many ways, with many beings, with many expressions of you, with many versions of you. So that this is an infinite discussion that we are having, and it goes your way and our way. It's an exchange. It's not you profiting of us. It's not us giving you something and expecting something back from you. It's an exchange. That's how creation works. Co-creation works. We are co-creating. You are co-creating with us, with everyone else. In every moment, in every expression. And all of this goes in every direction of creation that there is, even though there is no space, so it's not exactly every direction, but that's an image, right? Because it's more in every vibration. Because focus, vibration, here I am a Octurian, here I am human, here I am Pleiadian, here I am Draconian, oh, here I am Andromedan, oh, here Fairy. Every direction of vibration. And it's not because we are focusing up here that it's higher. Because there is no up here, there is only here. And human is one focus, one vibration. When you wake up in the morning and you are human, is because you remember of being human, and remembering of being human means that you remember that you are vibrating in a certain way, and you are doing exactly that. Oh, I'm all right, then that, okay, this is human, let's go, right? One last thing, your interactions with extra dimensionals do not happen only in dream state or in this way of channeling. They also happen in between vibrations, right? You are not focused all the time in as human. You have the impression that you are having a experience that is a experience that is linear, where you think that you are always connected as human. Well, you are not. You are perceiving it because you are putting it together this way, interpreting it this way, and you are ignoring everything that happens in between. And let's call it in between vibrations. Let's say that way you are connected with all there is, with yourself, with the creator, and you are also connecting with your extra dimensional friends. Because in between you are not in time, you are exiting time. You think that you are all the time in time, but you are not all the time in time. You are in time only when you are focusing as human, being human, creating human. But you are not. So when you are not focusing human, suddenly you are what? You are expressing the creator. You are expressing yourself as something else, as you, the creator, God, creator. And so when that happens, you are in between. And when you are in between, you have your experiences wherever, right? However, you will not remember, you do not remember those in between, except that some of you are able to have a core with the corner of your eyes. You may see the in between coming, because there is in between beings coming in that in between that you are perceiving as in between, but as you are not stopping your consciousness as a human being in between, but you are letting your consciousness slip over it, so you have the impression that nothing happened or there is no interruption. You perceive it as a linear timeline where you are always human, and then but there with the corner of your eyes you are able to see the in between happening, beings coming in, beings appearing, but they are not appearing, they are simply there. You are simply changing your focus in that moment to that in between. And as you are changing your focus from human to that in between, you are able to see what is there that you are not able to perceive as a human being, because you are changing your vibration. But that happens in those in between moments. And that is why suddenly you are able sometimes to see that things that are, oh, corner of your mouth, oh, wow, I saw a light. I thought I saw someone. Oh, there's no one there, but I thought there was someone. Yeah, those things. Some of you are able to focus on those things, to perceive those things, those in between happening, and other are just running over them. They are seeing them, but they are not focusing on it. They are not believing that you are just nothing there, and they are just not right. And some of you are able to see these things, and some of you will be more and more able to see these things and to perceive some of this in between. And maybe that for you, for your expression of human, you will have the impression that those in between happens in your dream. You think that you fall asleep. Well, you have to have a narrative. You have to tell yourself a story of why you were somewhere else. How can you be somewhere else? As you can't, right? You can't. You're human. How can you teleport yourself somewhere else? Well, that's what, but well, actually, that's what you do all the time to teleport yourself in time. You teleport yourself in time. Your movement is teleportation. It's not a linear movement, it's teleportation. So, well, why wouldn't you be able to teleport yourself in any other place in the universe? Of course, you can do that, and of course, you are doing it in between. But in order to justify your in between, you fell asleep, or something, so that, oh, then you are able to have your dream of being somewhere else. And then you come back, and no time has passed. It was just, huh? I fell asleep. Oh, for a second I was asleep. Oh, but, oh well. No, you weren't. They just went and then came back. And that's another way that we have interactions with you, is in those in-between moments where you are not focusing anymore as human. You are focusing in your in-between, the creator, or all the other beings that you are as a creator being, as an expression. And as your focus changes, you are able to be there in other reality, in other expression, in other places, and co-create with other beings that are not humans. And that is difficult, obviously, for you to perceive that in that way, because it's often too much. But now that you are all changing and starting to perceive yourself in a different way, and that you are able to change your vibration, and remember, changing your vibration is not wanting to change it, is allowing it to change when it's pertinent in the moment, when it's needed in the moment. It happens. You don't have to force things. You have to force nothing in your creation, in your reality. It happens exactly when it has to happen. Humans tend to want to force everything that they do, and then they fuck it up. It doesn't really happen, or it happens, something else happens. But what you need in the moment, what you want, what you create, what is your passion in the moment, it's there always. So what has to happen in that moment always happens without you forcing it. And our presence is the same thing. Extra dimensionals are there with you, and you have nothing to do with for that. We are there. We already are there with you. Hi. All right. So we have finished for tonight, and we are leaving you. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for coming in and co-creating with us in any moment you may be in your space-time continuum, or time-space continuum, or space-time. Go wherever you are in time, it's now, and we are so thrilled to have had the experience of co-creating with you. We love you, and we say goodbye to you. All right. Okay. So that is it about the extra dimensional friends, family, being that are co-creating, expressing with us. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in. And oh, hi, Angelique, sorry. Um, yeah, that's the Italian version, Angelica. Um, Thank you for coming in and creating with us this moment. That was amazing, really. Yes, that's great. Um, uh, yeah, I must say it's this kind of exchanges, this kind of co-creation and awareness of this is um, yeah, you know, we thought that we were alone and that no one was caring for us, and all we were having was just these horrible people just bullying us and these kind of things, and no one was taking us, defending us, blah blah blah. And now we know that we are never alone, and that we have all the support and all the help and all there is for us in every moment, all the support we need. And I mean, that changes completely the perspective of our reality, and the perspective of us. And I mean, it's not just the fact of having these co-creators, this being these friends that are with us, is that there is us being with us, right? There is our collective, our own collective being there with us, with all those versions, creation, and creators, and right expressions of the creator that are there, because we are all co-creating all and exchanging with each other. So that suddenly, instead of being that abandoned little scared thing, well, we are totally empowered in our being, in our I am. And um, and the game changes all the time, and the game becomes even more interesting, because at that moment we are simply so beautiful and being right. Oh, all of this, it's me. Yeah. All right. So thank you so much for joining, and thank you so much for this amazing moment and co-creation, which is possible because of you too, because you participate to it. It's a co-creation, and the co-creation is now, and the co-creation happens with everyone, everyone. So thank you, and yeah, I love you, and I will see you in the next now, or some of you I will see you tonight in classes, in the master classes, and I already looking forward. So lot of love, and thank you, Angelique, and everyone else, and